Men's Wrestler of the Year. The nominees are Cody Rhodes, MJF, Gunther, Orange Cassidy. And our winner with 47% of the vote, Gunther.
Wow.
Yo.
Wow.
Gunther, our IC champion of WWE, has won the TFW Men's Wrestler of the Year.
And we just put
What
him
do you guys
over to
think
the
about
moon.
that?
We just put him over to the moon, right? So it makes sense.
I'm gonna
It
pass you
makes
guys. What do you
sense.
think about that?
I
I
don't.
was gonna pass to y'all too.
I get it. 47% Gunther. The numbers are interesting though. 47% Gunther, 24% Cody Rhodes, 17% Orange Cassidy, and 12% MJF as Men's Wrestler of the Year. Now, MVP and Wrestler of the Year is two totally different things. When you talk about Wrestler of the Year, that's probably a combination of everything. Is how I would take it.
Sure.
Promos, believability, look, all that, right? Skill set, match quality, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have a problem with Gunther at all because we just put him over. What I will say, though, is I didn't vote at all on that because my Wrestler of the Year was not even nominated. Did not make the cut.
Who's your Wrestler of the Year?
And my Wrestler of the Year is Will Ospreay.
Mm.
And it is by a long shot. For me, nobody even came close to Will Ospreay. I said it when we left Bound for Glory in October. Will Ospreay has to be the first wrestler to have Match of the Year candidates in 3 different promotions. New Japan, AEW, and Impact. Never have seen anything like that before. And who knows we'll ever see anything like that again. But for me, that was my Wrestler of the Year. And I can't wait to see what he does in AEW come next year. Hopefully they do him right and treat him as a big deal as he is. But yeah, so that was who I would have voted for, but he didn't make the cut. He was also right there at 5 or 6, so he just didn't make it. So Rhodesia, Gunther is our TFW Men's Wrestler of the Year.
I mean, again, I was just surprised. I think I was just more shocked and surprised by the percentage. He almost doubled Cody Rhodes. So to me, I'm like, yo. But again, if you look at it, Men's Wrestler of the Year, he still has his IC championship. Longest reigning IC champion ever, right? I think ever.
And I love that because that just shows that, shout out to you guys, everybody who voted. Thank you for voting. But that shows the intellect of our listener base and our Twitter fam and followers. Because if they didn't know what they were talking about, it would just been Cody, right? Cody was the MVP. He's going to be. But no, we're talking about Wrestler of the Year. Gunther has had better matches than Cody has. Now, Cody matches haven't been a slight at all. Fantastic match with him and Roman at Mania. Minimally 2 out of 3 matches with Brock were extremely strong. You could even go maybe 3 out of 3. I'll go probably 2 out of 3. He had a decent match with Dom at a PLE, but if you're looking at Wrestler of the Year, I think they got it right.
I think so too. Now looking at it like this, I voted for Cody Rhodes. And the only reason why I voted for Cody Rhodes is because it was almost kind of like the MVP and the Men's Wrestler of the Year kind of was like a toss-up for me back and forth of, again, Cody Rhodes brought this shot in the arm to WWE, even though it was going to go that way. It was trending that way. H took over the books and he's sending that way. But when Cody came back after his torn pec, he just revitalized a lot of that fan base. They're singing his song. And it's not just singing a song to put themselves over, but it's more like you could feel the passion there. So that's the reason why I went with Cody Rhodes for Wrestler of the Year. But talking this out loud, seeing this, I mean, my mouth dropped when I saw this right before you announced it. Gunther, congratulations, my man, because again, I guess I can't complain about that.
I gotta tell you guys something. So I was kind of torn on this one. I picked Cody.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I picked Cody. They're definitely, I understand Gunther, because from a match quality importance and what he's done with the AC title and the sheer consistency of him throughout the year, the amount of matches that he's done on television at POEs is outstanding. That's why when we talk about a guy like Will Ospreay, I don't feel like he even comes close. I mean, yes, he's had a couple great matches, but I gotta tell you something, guys. Like y'all can miss me on those match of the years because anybody can do a match of the year, right? Especially in AEW. I think when you can actually drive and elevate a title or a division, that means something. And when you can do it consistently on primetime TV, week in and week out, on live national TV, that speaks something else. Until like guys like Will Ospreay, until he gets to like an AEW and he's able to do this from a storyline perspective, from a character perspective, and he can elevate a division, he's not going to be in my men's wrestler of the year category by any means. Gunther did that. I voted for Cody, but that's why me and Brad and I we gotta talk. Brad and I gotta talk.
Brad said he's over that shit.
Here's the thing. I said it earlier. After that Cody thing, after the Brock feud, he didn't really have a feud, and he kind of just floated for a long time. Now, I personally believe that there was something that works with him and Bray. God rest his soul. I think that was the next thing for him. And when Bray got sick and his ultimately he passed away, I think that kind of left Cody in limbo. So he kind of just floated for a good part of the year, right? With kind of no direction. MJF, I just think creatively, like from a story perspective, I think we expected so much more from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
From his face run. We could say a lot of different things might have shortened that. Orange Cassidy, same thing with the international championship, but just from a true elevation standpoint, just from a body of work, man, Gunther really did a great job. He really did a great job. He's just not one of my guys,
right?
And that's why it was hard for me. I can't deny what he did though. His work he put in this year was phenomenal.
You see it. You hey, I didn't vote, but you can see it. I think the other thing that's not lost on me, and it shouldn't be lost on anybody else too. Rhea won Women's of the Year. Gunther won Men of the Year. Both at one point was on the outs with Vince McMahon.
Woo!
And here we are,
good point.
into 2023, under new creative leadership, top of the food chain. Incredible.